what's happening? What is this? What are you guys doing? It's Saturday. You're supposed to not be working. We don't work on Saturdays. What's happening?
We're celebrating. So all of these girls and dudes, if there's dudes, I didn't have any, but hit a big goal. So we had a 3-week kind of push group where we were really focusing on leaning in, just showing up, rising up, and they all hit goals. So this week we're spending celebrating and doing a little bit of level up training to keep them moving forward and to keep them rocking out their goals. So we wanted to bring you on because you're the ultimate fire to really set the tone for the week.
Clearly.
No pressure.
Clearly, the ultimate fire shows up a half hour late.
It's all right.
So, like, what kind of goals are we talking about?
Well, they either hit diamond or they developed diamond. So like Aryan Qual or whatever. So the goody foundational goals, you know.
Yeah, that's great. That's cool. So, so what you're trying to do is set yourself up for, last week of May strength and going into May, or going into June, which June can be a funky month because it's sort of before the next product gets launched and stuff. And I would say here's the challenge. Here's the challenge for anybody is in the midst of COVID-19 fatigue, meaning that people are not just tired of hearing about this pandemic and dealing with the pandemic, anything associated with it, like working out at home, or now figuring out not how to be a homeschooler, but how to be a home summer camper, like everything, like people are just angry. And this is the time. I think that these next 6 weeks or so, are going to be when people are going to rebel, and they're going to be very keen to almost act out in their own disinterest, just to show, because they're angry with the mask and the gloves, and they can't hug people, they can't say hi at the store, they got to keep their distance. Like, this is not the existence that we were all brought up to experience, and it's everybody's fault, and it's nobody's fault. And it's like, I think that it's going to be, the point is, it is really possible, despite achieving goals, it is really possible that you will be surrounded by terrible attitudes, by victim mindset, and by people who they know they should be working out, and they would like to not have gained 10 to 15 pounds, but they just don't want to do anything that's like home workouts and portion control. No, I'm tired of being controlled by the world around me, so I'm just going to let it all go. That's some of the people, which can drag you down. But I also can assure you that there is a good 30% of the population who realize they've got to do something, and they don't want to be they don't want to be victims of an economy that is unpredictable, and feel like they have coasted long enough waiting for this to be over, that now they're not going to coast anymore. It is really going to be your job. Like, this is a big deal. It is going to be your job to find a way to decide which group you're going to be in, because I will also say that once you cross the finish line, achieve some goals, and we see this in fitness and weight loss all the time, particularly with the Beachbody Challenge. Somebody does something really good, they achieve something, they get selected to be one of the winners in the Beachbody Challenge, they cross that finish line, they made that their goal, they crossed the finish line, and now they don't want to work anymore because they crossed the finish line. They don't want to work hard anymore. They don't set a new finish line. They don't find a way to, wait, what was this really about? And they let it go. It's very possible for you to go into a mindset of, I'm tired of working. I crossed the finish line. I checked that box. I'm really good. You're going to have to manage, not necessarily the positive thing I wanted to come out, but it's really a cautionary, it's a cautionary commentary, I would say, that it's really possible when you're new at this, or you're at some point, to forget how good it felt to achieve something and all the behaviors that got you to this point, because it's not going to get easy. What's going to need to happen is you're going to need to find a way to self-motivate in an environment that will continue to throw you curveballs, continue to throw you victim mindset, that will, which even your own brain will forget how hard you worked to get here and think that that was some sort of entitlement. And now it's going to be hard for you. Hard work toward achievement is a constant. It is something that you're going to have to manifest on an ongoing basis. And a great example of that, I'm guessing not everybody follows sports that much, but I love to watch. I love to follow sports psychology, and Kobe Bryant was a great example. Here was a guy at the top of his career, even in the end of his career when they weren't winning, was always the first one to show up and the last one to leave practice days. Here's a guy, he had already won 5 championships, and he was still the first one to show up, start shooting, make it a goal. I'm going to sink 800 baskets before practice starts. And he would do it even when he was at the peak or even on the way down from his, this is the way he was going to operate. And what I would suggest to you, if you want to just achieve the next thing, I'm not saying you have to be at the extreme side of it like a Kobe Bryant was, but you've got to understand that where it's that there's never an entitlement to progress in the new environment. What is broken around you, and what do you have to worry about? Like I'm in a very interesting situation right now. I'll tell my story. I've got a product coming out, MBF, which stands for Muscle Burns Fat. Super excited about it with Megan Davies. That comes out in July. I can't get more than 4 people to be in the same room together at the same time. My premise for this product was I wanted to have the largest group of people behind a trainer. I wanted to have 40 people. I have this huge warehouse. I wanted to have 40 people behind her doing the same tempo, resistance training, off balance training, cardio training at the same time, set to music. It was going to be epic. It was going to be like a musical, like fantastic to watch, and super excited about it. I can't get 4 people in the same room now. And literally, I thought we were going to get cleared to be able to do this. And I was on a call a week ago Wednesday, so 10 days ago or so. And people were talking to me, and they're talking, and they're saying, we can't get the shooting permits, that we need to do this. We don't know when LA is going to let us shoot again. And I couldn't speak. And they're like, Carl, what's the deal? Is your technology working? I was like, and I was frozen. And I was like, I don't know what I'm going to do. Like, what am I going to have to, this could be so lame what I'm doing. And here's this girl who's waited to have her chance with this great concept to do an incredible fitness program. And we have success starters who are enjoying this program and loving her training so much. And then, so I got off that call, and the next 2 or 3 meetings, I was comatose. I was like, I don't know what to do. Because when I have a concept, it's very difficult for me to let go of it. But I was literally I couldn't communicate. I'm in finance meetings. I'm like, what? And then finally I just stopped. I canceled the next meeting, and I just went back to sort of this stoicism, which is where you look at an obstacle and you don't look at the obstacle as a problem. You look at the obstacle as a gift of the solution, meaning that this obstacle that I'm dealing with is the same obstacle that all my competitors are dealing with. They might be dealing it with different ways. And it woke me up. And I thought, one of my competitors, or even if it's just the weight of potential failure as a competitor, the devil himself that wants to see me fail, just making that up, But like, am I going to let this obstacle be an obstacle, or am I going to find the solution within that obstacle? I took about a half hour, 45 minutes, and just was like grateful for this obstacle, and was like, okay, this is my next gift right here. This is my next big opportunity. This is my test as to whether I have anything else to bring to this business. Any innovation, any creativity. Do you have this, Carl, or do you not? And by the end of the day, I had reinvented the program, reinvented the way we shoot content in an uncertain COVID-19 world. I had reinvented the approach to production, was on conference calls till about 10 o'clock that night, had reorganized the way it's going to be done. And I will tell you, this program, and then the program, we always launch one in December. This program is going to have elements of this new model. And then the next program coming in December will be a fairly substantial reinvention. What's about to happen on Beachbody On Demand, I am more excited about than anything that I have built for this platform. I could have been leveled by this problem, or I could have just sort of gone through the motions to figure it out. And I'm not saying this to say how great I am. I'm saying this that anybody who faces an obstacle or complacency or forgets what sort of power you have to reinvent, and within any week or any month or any moment to bring something new and special that your competitors are trying to figure out how to bring something new and special. And by the way, your competitors can just be your own tendencies to coast or to not follow and see something through. Let me tell you something. The obstacle is the way, that problem, that predisposition to let go and to calm down, that is your solution. And you can today and tomorrow and all week and for the rest of this month achieve things that are far greater than the achievement that even got you on this call, that can be the next thing for you that is so big for you. And what I would say is that speed bump, that opportunity is the thing that's going to make you fly. And like, I am so psyched. I have had meetings after meetings and test shoots. And I was outside the office all day yesterday, and we're figuring out how can we do this in this environment. I can't control a virus, but I can control my reaction to that virus, and how we're going to, because I know that demand for what we do has never been greater. People are not going to be able to go to the gyms unless they want to get wrapped in saran wrap and try to breathe through a sock. Like, it's just not going to work. They're going to want to be able to, if they have any desire to feel wellness, they're going to want to drink this shake. They're going to want to figure out how to eat right, and they're going to want to stay active. And everybody eventually will come around to wanting to feel better. We have to put it in a position that is interesting, gratifying, and effective for them in their home. And we're in this incredible gift of a position to be able to do that. It's our job, though, to figure out how to do that even when they're tired of being in this position, because they just want to go to restaurants. They just want to be able to shop the way they used to shop. And we can't foresee that right now. And meanwhile, there's going to be 20 to 30% of the people out of work who need some way to generate cash flow. And we have this solution for people that can finally help them do what they need to do now. And that is support their well-being mentally and physically with the way they eat, the way they work out, and what they put in their body. There's a reason right now that we have not seen Shakeology sales fall off. That, in fact, people aren't canceling Shakeology because their well-being. A guy was on a call with these financial guys, and they just check in every once in a while. How's the company going? How's, checking on the industry. And they said, wellness is the new Gucci bag. They're like, people will spend more on their well-being right now and forego the luxury of the new shoes or the new handbag because wellness is such a premium right now. Like, we couldn't be at a better place at a better time. Again, it's not my desire to have pandemics help our business, but it is my desire that if society needs what we do, that we show up and we do it in a big way. So I won't belabor it, but I do want to encourage you to watch out for the snake in the room. The snake in the room is the prospect that even though you've got great intentions, you're on this call on a Saturday, you really want to succeed, there's something about your past or your baggage or something that somebody will say to you, or you'll get a string of no's that happen, or somebody negative will come into your team that'll introduce a toxic air that you didn't experience while you were on your way to this achievement. And you're going to have to keep your eyes out for the snake in the room. And when you see it, or whatever obstacle it is, or that issue is, why isn't this working? Why aren't my posts working the same way? Keep your eye on it. You've been warned. And I'm here to tell you, I'm here with 100% certainty. If you look at it as a gift, as a thing for you to work around, it does not mean it's a thing. It's not a noose that you have to put around your neck. It is something that you have to work through and solve, and you will be able to flourish because of that problem, because you're going to solve through that problem, and it's only going to make you stronger. It's the same thing with fitness. You pick up some heavier weights, and you're like, oh, this is now hard again. And it's hard again because you desire to improve and get stronger again. And that's what it's going to take. So, you know what I'm terrible at? It's terrible. I am terrible at celebrating milestones. So I apologize that I didn't get on. I just realized I should be congratulating you for achieving things, and congratulations for achieving things. I mean that. Like, I'm full stop. You got here and you did a thing. But like, literally, I am wired to tap the good thing on the head. Good job. Okay, now let's go. Like, it's just the way I'm wired. So I'm sorry that I didn't first congratulate you for being awesome and for doing something great. But my desire for you is long-term success, long-term growth, and to be next to you, be your wingman for a second and say, just because we made it over that mountain, I want us to be ready to climb the next hill. I'm mixing metaphors. So despite being a half hour late or whatever, I hope that, so that was, I probably wouldn't have had anything to say a half hour ago. So I got on the call and I had something to say. So thanks for having me on. Keep working hard, keep doing incredible things. And like, one of the things I love about this whole business is the fact that, like, this is what I love about Micah and about Julie, and like, you guys don't treat me like a CEO. I have no desire ever to be treated like a CEO. Like, I'm in this room, my square just as big as you guys. Well, it depends on if you're on speaker view or not. But if you just have me in gallery view, my squares, I'm just a guy trying to figure this out too. And or a person. We are all people trying to figure this out, and every day presents a whole new pile of challenges and a whole new pile of potential. And some of that might be self-care, and you're going to have to learn when it is, like it was for me last Wednesday when I had to step away from my meetings, gather my thoughts, figure it out, and then come back roaring. And we're all the same. And I appreciate you allowing me the ability to be human and share that part of who I am with you. And now I'm going to go take a shower. So,
wait, Carl, really quick, before you bounce, like, where are we going? Let these girls know what they're a part of, where we're going.
Okay.
Why it's the most incredible thing to be doing right now.
Well, look, we just launched bod groups, and while for some people there are little hangnails to that launch, but here's what I can tell you. We have, I think it's over 30,000 groups started already, a little over 300,000 participants in bod groups. We're seeing about 15,000 invites go out a day. And for this month, I think we've already seen close to 29,000 coaches have enrolled somebody in Shakeology or Performance or some nutrition subscription. What BOD Groups has unlocked for us is it has given a platform for every coach, every brand new coach, to look professional and have a step-by-step approach to putting a group together so that they can help 2 or 3 people get started. What has shifted with the launch of BOD Groups is, instead of the product, like, we never intended to turn hundreds of thousands of people into salespeople. That was never the intention. What we wanted to do was to give the person who was, they just want to, they make a decision to have a healthier lifestyle, and to give them a tool so that they could monetize that desire to have a healthier lifestyle. Hey, you know what? I'm going to do this program, Bar Blend. I'm going to do this program, 10 rounds. Let me see if there's 4 or 5 people who might want to do it with me. And we'll hold each other accountable. BOD Groups gave us the ability to monetize that decision. I'm fond of saying that it's kind of like, if you have a car and you want to monetize your car, you download the Uber app and you drive around and you pick people up. Or if you have a spare bedroom and you want to monetize that spare bedroom, you download the Airbnb app and you let people rent that room from you. If you want to, the only way in the world to monetize your desire to get in shape and to change your lifestyle and eat better, literally the only way in the world to monetize that comprehensive solution is BOD Groups. And there are literally 220 million people in North America, probably most of which gained 5 to 10 pounds over the course of gratifying themselves because they're tired of staying at home, who need our help. And so what I would be doing, literally what I would be doing right now, and the path that we're on, is the coaches who are going to succeed are going to be constantly inviting to groups, and they're going to be finding creative ways to start new groups that have affinities with new things. So there's people who, they just want to do a 3-day refresh. So let's just break our habits and let's just get going. Start a BOD group. There's going to be people who are like, I need to make a commitment for the entire year. Start a BOD group. All right, I'll help you guys. You want to start for a whole year? I just want to lose 10 pounds by July 4th. All right, let's do 21-day fix, or let's do shift shop. You're going to be my 3-week, my COVID 10. Like, you're going to be able to find creative ways to start groups and just keep inviting. Upload your contacts into that and keep inviting. Despite, we're constantly evolving that technology, and it'll get better and better and better. It's just like, if you remember Facebook in the early days, or even Instagram, there were things about those social media platforms that just didn't work. Like, it was like, why didn't they realize that this should work? Why doesn't Instagram have stories on it like Snapchat does? Now it does. If they took it away, we'd all be like screwed. Like, oh my God, what am I going to do? I can't put a story on Instagram. Okay, so that's the way BOD Groups will evolve. And I think that we will eventually have 2 to 3 million BOD Groups worldwide happening, with 1 million coaches running those groups, generating substantial incomes for themselves. That's what my vision is, that I've got 1 million coaches generating substantial income for themselves. But it's not going to happen by running one group with 3 people in it. It's going to happen by 1 million people running 10 different groups. There's one that they're in for the program that they're doing. Maybe it's the one that we're launching, but they've got other little groups that are helping. Your parents have friends. So, like, hey, mom, dad, let's get your friends in a group, and they're going to do Tai Chi together. And I'm going to help you stay accountable for 90 days. And I'm going to check in with you every day, and da-da-da. And that can become a job. That can become a job that you do right on your phone. And these people are like doing something that they've never done before. And that is stay consistent with something. I'm terrible at it. I can't stand working out. Can't stand eating well. But it's because I got to get on calls like this with people like you that I have to do it. Because if I got on here and I looked like a slob, you'd all be like, well, I kind of do look like a slob. But I'm just saying, if I looked like I didn't do anything, like at 56 years old, like I didn't have any energy, and I and I was not taking care of myself in some way, I would be a complete fraud. And you'd be like, okay, I'm going to do it despite the CEO, because clearly he's not a proof the product works. So I have this drive to be the proof the product works, just like you have the drive to be the proof the product works, and keep posting that, keep sharing that, keep telling your story. And it's literally like, it's interesting because these conversations that I'm in with, the investment world and with my board, as everybody checks in on what is the state of, oops, hold on. I just lost you all now. See what happens. Are you still there? Hold on. Now that goes away. I come back here. There you are. Okay. So, my hand is asleep. I can barely work my fingers right now. That as I'm talking to people, the other day I was in a conversation, a guy asked me how the background of the business. And I literally started with the beginning of the conversation was how 25 years ago, I went to visit a friend of mine in Chicago, a college friend, and he was in great shape. And I said, why are you in such great shape? You doing a new fitness, something, dieting, what? And he said, no, I'm doing this thing, buns of steel. I'm like, what? You were like a wrestler in college. You're doing buns of steel? He goes, no, it's awesome. It's just 10 minutes long. I'm like, and I looked at the little VHS tape. It's not 10 minutes long. It's a 60-minute videotape. He said, no, it's 6 10-minute workouts. And I thought, well, they left the most compelling thing about that product out of the marketing because I thought it was a 1-hour workout. So I'm thinking. I had just started a company, a direct marketing company. I said to my partner, like, I don't like to work out, but if somebody had said all you got to do to work out and get in shape, like, you could get really good abs if you did it for 8 minutes a day. And that's when I created 8-minute abs. And we created that, sold it for $19.95 on TV, sold 2 million of them. It was me and 4 guys in a little tiny office. And we did $40 million of sales. And I said to my partner at the time, I got a bunch of other ideas for this. Like I've got 90 days, I've got 10 minutes, I got 20, I got a bunch of ideas. This could be a real thing because this is such an efficient way to deliver the content that people are looking for people like me who don't want to go to a gym. And he said, nah, I don't think that's going to be a thing. Let's keep running the business the way we work. So we had other products that we were developing. So I said, no, I sold my interest in that business. But that was the very seed of what this business was. And I'm literally doing the same thing today. Like that struggle that I had a week ago of hitting this wall of, wait a minute, how am I going to produce MBF and move people? How is it going to solve the problem of people looking for that thing? Why will this work for me when nothing else has? Which is the answer I'm always trying to answer for people. And then we found it. I am literally doing the same thing, that same aha moment from 25 years ago today. So where are we going as a company? We're just going to keep innovating on the same premise while there's 220 million people overweight or obese right here in North America. And we're just barely scratching the surface in terms of helping the world. There will be new supplements that we come out with that you'll be excited about. Obviously, we've got this Bevies thing that helps curb cravings, and it's a delicious drink that comes out this summer. We've got MBF coming out. We've got technological innovations that come out. But at the end of the day, it's the same thing. And if you have the ability to watch the snake in the room that goes, oh, I'm so bored of this. I'm so bored of inviting people. I'm so tired of helping people. If you can fight that off, the very premise that I said to my original angel investors asked me a question. They said, what does the world need with another fitness company when there's equipment companies and there's gyms? Like, the problem's solved. There's plenty for people to do out there. And I said, whoever makes the living room, the garage, the spare bedroom as compelling and gratifying and effective a place to work out and get in shape with the total solution, including how to eat, is going to unlock billions of dollars of potential. It's 21 years since I had that conversation, And I still feel like I'm just figuring it out. So where are we going? We're going right here where we are, and we're going to do the same thing that we're doing. We're just going to do it with different tools, different innovations, but we're going to do it the same way. And that is that we're the proof the product works. We're going to invite like friggin' crazy constantly. We're going to support each other to help people get results. And we're going to manage through that for years by doing personal development and having conversations like this where we don't let each other coast and fall backwards and sit down. I get on the phone every once in a while or have text with Julie Voris where I have to throw some cold water at her and be like, come on, Julie, what are you talking about? You might not make elite this year. I can remember that was a couple of years ago. I was like, what? Oh, I don't think I'm going to make elite this year. And I was like, well, of course you're not, if that's what you're going to say. And she's like, it was like Thanksgiving or it was like early November. And I just watched it. And this is what a champion does. She was like, what am I doing? I'm probably not going to make elite when there's 2 months left in the year. And she made elite that year because she was just like, screw it. And she got her team going and she made it happen. So long answer to your question. What are we going to do? We're going to try to figure out a way to keep going, to keep stoking. When everybody around you goes, don't you ever take time off? Don't you ever coast? Don't you ever relax? You've got to find a little voice inside your head that is strong enough to always go, no, I don't. Sometimes I take the kids to the pool and we go to the lake and we do fun things, but then I get right back to it. And even when it's hard, I get back to it harder than the hard is. I go back stronger than the strength of the potential of failure is. That's what you do. That's what we're going to do. That's the future of Beachbody, is constantly overcoming the obstacles that would hold us back. That's the point. The good news is for all of you is literally there is no limit to this. Well, there is one limit. The limit to this currently is a coach can only make, I think it's maxed at $12 million a month. So once you get to $12 million a month in earnings, give me a call and we'll figure out a way to find you a new challenge. Okay? That's my gift to you today, is to promise you that at $12 million a month, I'm going to find a way for you to maybe make a little extra bucks so you can stay happy. Okay?
I love it. I love it. Thank you so much, Carl. I know you're like so busy and we honor your time, and we're so appreciative that we're able to work it out and to hear a little bit of where you're at with everything. And you're just in the trenches with us. And I think that's what I respect so much, is you're never like leading from far out. You're literally, you know what's going on. You're in tune with our struggles and you're aware, and you're just always moving forward and helping us have the most success we have. So we appreciate you and we're all in.
It is such a honor to be in this position. And, you know, literally, like, you know, I didn't plan to be the CEO of this kind of thing. My goal when we started the company was, oh my God, if I get a million people to spend $100 a year, I'll have a company that does $100 million a year. That would be outrageous. And I never would have expected that I could be the CEO of a company that does $1 billion a year, which is right about where we'll be this year. And that comes with great responsibility and lots of things that I was never trained for. So you just learn and you just figure it out. And I'm lucky enough to be surrounded by people that inspire me, and that's you. So I'm just as grateful back at you. And I'm looking at you, Micah. I'm looking at you, Julie. I'm looking at your whole team, and we won't let each other down. That's the way it's going to be. So thanks for having me on, and I hope you have a great weekend and a great rest of your call.
Thank you so much, Carl. We'll let you go.
Right. See you later.
Yeah.